really long time since I've done a video. And I figured I'd start doing videos outside, because why not?
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Cloudboy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. It has been a long time since I made a video. The last time I made a video, I was in my apartment. I've moved out. I'm back home in Milwaukee. I'm still trying to figure out everything going on, but I'm officially a college grad, trying to figure out my life. So, of course, this is why I took a whole month break of making videos. I just needed it. I was going to concerts. I was having fun. I was going up north. I just needed a break. I mean, it's been a long, winding 5 years of just doing college, and I'm so happy to be finally done. But, of course, on the news, we've seen a lot of news come out this last month, you know. Of course, with the Brewers, first off, Lorenzo Cain, congratulations on an outstanding career with the Brewers. Sucks it had to end this way, but I guess it is what it is. I was going to make a video on that, but I just did not have the time for it. But anyways, today's video has nothing to do with the Brewers. It has to do with the NBA and the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, not just Milwaukee Bucks. There's a bunch of people from Milwaukee that got drafted too as well. So it was really a good night for Wisconsin sports because a lot of people have found new homes. And I think that's what's really important. But I'm excited to really see where these people go, what these people do in the NBA, and how they perform. There's lots of great names, but I'm obviously excited. So, to start off this video, obviously I'd like to say subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, comment with your thoughts, do whatever, and hope you enjoy. So anyways, let's get to it. So let's start with the Bucks pick. So going into this draft, they had the 24th overall pick in the first round. They lost their second round pick due to the whole fiasco with the Bogdanovich stuff, but they ended up trading for the final pick anyways, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I think it was kind of a stupid move, but maybe, I don't know. But so far, the Milwaukee Bucks left the draft with MARJON, BEAUCHAMP, and Hugo Besson. Those were the two guys that we got. I'm actually very optimistic about MARJON BEAUCHAMP. I really am excited for this guy. Now, I think when I looked at the video when they drafted him and he was crying, so I never really knew much about this guy. He was drafted out of the G League officiate of the NBA. I forgot what name it is, but of course last year you could start drafting G League players now. So, because there's a lot of players that decide if they don't want to go in college or the Euro League, they go into the G League so they could try to get themselves better in the NBA. And so far, it's really worked. This guy is great. So, you know, there were a couple people still available. E.J. Liddell was a guy that was hugely projected to go to the Bucks, but we didn't get him. But MARJON BEAUCHAMP, I think, is a great name. He's a competitor. From the stats I've looked at, the guy competes. He gives it his all. He has adversity. He's somebody you want. I mean, that's exactly what Giannis has. And I mean, you gotta. It's outstanding. Trying to enjoy the outside weather, but I guess people want to drive by pretty fast on their bikes. I don't care. But anyways, when you look at this guy, their player comparison from what they said was Matt Barnes. Now, if anybody doesn't pay attention to it, he had a 16-year career. Barnes' rookie season shot 15.4% from 3 points, but he finished his career with 33.5% from three-point range. BEAUCHAMP comes in having shot 24.2% from threes from the G League in 12 games. Previously at Yakima Valley College in 12 games, he actually shot 39.8% for three-point attempts, so it's conceivable that the confidence and ability to develop a perimeter shot is there because he was able to do things in college. I mean, he doesn't shoot much, but he can. Now, comparing Beauchamp to Barnes makes sense because of defense. Barnes was a defensive stud, and when the Bucks lost PJ Tucker in free agency, PJ Tucker brought this championship dog defensive mentality that obviously got us the championship in 2020 and last year. This year, you know, when the Bucks, you know, did not have Chris Middleton, no one else really stepped up when it mattered against Boston, and that's why the Bucks. I feel like if we had Middleton, I feel like we could have actually. I think we could have advanced to the next round, but I mean, it's just an opinion. But looking at it, you want a guy that can play this defense. This guy's a defensive dog. He does not back down, and despite just being at 6'5" wingspan, over 7 feet, you know, that type of length is very valuable because that was the Achilles heel. The Budenholzer era, you know, they've had trouble defending the 3 at multiple times, but I think this guy has the perimeter defense that we have been looking for, and I think that is exactly why they pounced on this guy. And I think that he adds length to a lineup that could include Holiday, Beauchamp, Middleton, Giannis, and Brook. I think he could even start in the lineup, to be honest. I don't know if they'll start him at small forward or shooting guard. I think he plays both positions. He's 6'6", he's tough, but I think starting him could be a good idea. I mean, we'll see what it is. Some of the guys they passed, of course, were E.J. Liddell, Wendell Moore, Nikola Jovic, and UW-Milwaukee's Patrick Baldwin. We'll get to him in a bit, but I think they saw something in Beauchamp that said, this is the guy that we're looking for. This is the guy that we need. Let's see how he does in the Summer League. That begins on July 8th, as well as the free agency, so I can't wait to really cover on that. But that is obviously the thing. So I'll give that grade about a B, because we're not going to, if he ends up not being the player that he is, but I think he can definitely be a great role player adding on to what we have. The next guy that we got was Hugo Besson. So in an undisclosed trade, Milwaukee Bucks moved into the second round after their original second-round pick was taken away by the NBA over the tampering with Bogdan Bogdanovic ahead of the 2020-21 season. With the 58th and final pick of the NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks selected Hugo Besson of the New Zealand Breakers. So he's a very different skill set from a different player. When I looked at his highlights, wasn't sure of what he was, but I think he's a point guard, shooting guard. I think he can be put in that position. I feel like he has the opportunities, if he's utilized right, to be a good sharpshooter for the Bucks in the future. I don't think he'll play for us this season. I think he'll spend most of it in the G League. However, if he does, he'll probably be a two-way player. But I think this is a guy that could probably grow in the herd if we end up using him around. But I think that is great. He's got good ball handling skills from what I've seen. His jump shot is great, and from what I saw in his highlights, he'll just shoot from anywhere. He doesn't care where he is on the court. If he's half court, he'll just chuck a three. That's how he is. And I think it's nice to have guys like that, because sometimes it's hard to really see. Maybe there's a guy that can do that or can't do that, but you know, when the Bucks had Kyle Korver one year, Bryn Forbes another year, you know, those guys were straight up shooters. I think maybe this is a guy that you could add into the future, but I think this is a future pick. So with that being said, I definitely say this one is a B+, but obviously anything can happen. Not positive, but I think, you know, I'm excited to see what he does in G League. I'm not sure who else the Bucks signed, but definitely hope to see more of Sandro Mamu, who they drafted last year, get a lot more chances. But I'm very pumped to see how they do in the future. So some of the other things that happened in the NBA draft, despite the Bucks being drafted, was some famous people from Milwaukee getting drafted. Not just Milwaukee, but Wisconsin. First off, Johnny Davis from the Wisconsin Badgers was drafted 10th overall by the Washington Wizards. He could totally be a great role player along Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis in the Wizards. We'll see how the Wizards do this year. I think obviously Beal could be on the trading block, and Johnny Davis could be the new pioneer of this Wizards offense, but we'll see how he does. I feel like if Johnny Davis isn't given a lot of attention, he has so much separation that he can do really great, but I'm hoping he does do great because we saw how good he was in college that year, and I think it's going to be definitely great. But I'm really excited to see how Johnny Davis does with the Washington Wizards. I think it's a great pick, and I think it's a great situation. I think it's the best situation for him to be in, but obviously time will tell, and that will be the thing. So, and then also Sussex Hamilton graduate and UWM one-year player Patrick Baldwin Jr. got drafted by Golden State. So now Golden State has 3 people from Milwaukee, or the Milwaukee area. So that's pretty excellent. But he's young. He's 6'9". He obviously health's a concern. We haven't seen much of him, but you know, I think this is a big risk for the Warriors to take because yeah, you haven't seen much, but dude was fantastic in high school. So we'll see. I think this is a guy that I don't think he'll get much playing time unless he's like really good, but I think it's a great pick for the Warriors if he ends up being the player that we all saw in high school. Yes, time got cut short for only 1 season, but we'll see what happens. Not sure, but excited for Patrick Baldwin. He's got a great basketball IQ. We've seen that. I mean, that's obviously what's most important. So that's that. So those are the people that got drafted that are pretty much big major deals in the Wisconsin area. But some undrafted signees also got their chances too. ACC player Alondas Williams, who's from Milwaukee, he signed a 2-way deal with the Brooklyn Nets. And Justin Lewis, who was with Marquette for 2 seasons, signed a 2-way deal with the Chicago Bulls. So obviously congratulations to both those guys. Hopefully they have great careers. So anyways, that's that. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, go Bucks. We will see you next time.